This is a lovely green lawn, and this is the crowning glory of any garden. A green lawn is really what defines a good garden. And you might think, because we're coming into winter now, that you can forget about the lawn. But this is the most important time of the year for your lawn. If you can get it green and healthy now, it will stay green and healthy through winter and give you a great start through spring and into summer later in the year. So it's absolutely pivotal now to get it right. So the question is, I suppose, what do you do? This is a classic example of a lawn in need of urgent care. Now, this track through here is where people have been walking. Obviously, in an ideal situation, you would have a path or something so they don't walk on the grass. But do remember, if you are walking through your lawn, spread the wear. Don't go on the same track all the time. But what's going to happen now with the grass worn out here is that over winter grass and weeds like that will come in and it'll be a disaster. So whether you've got a wear track like this one, or maybe you've got armyworm or some other problem, treat it now. If you've got armyworm, treat it with Baythroid. If you've got this, you need to hire one of those lawn corers that will take out little bits of soil all the way through, and that will get around a fair bit of the compaction. These are the sorts of cores that a lawn corer pulls out. It's a fantastic idea, a lawn aerator if you like. So it opens the ground up. By the way, if your soil is a bit acid, if you're fertilising a lot through your grass, it might get very acid. Good time to lime now, because the lime will go right down into that. But don't lime unless you've got a reason. Basically, lime counteracts excess fertilising when you get soil acidity. Fertilising now, you'll get that last bit of growth just before winter, and it strengthens and greens up the whole lawn, and that will give your lawn the guts and the strength to survive the rigours of winter. We're actually using one of these slow release lawn foods. This is Scott's Lawn Builder. This has a quick release section to it. In other words, it puts out a bit of fertiliser quickly, but it also releases some slowly over the weeks ahead. These sort are very, very good. If you're running late and it's really getting close to the grass stopping growing, it's nearly winter, a liquid feed would be the best. Maybe some nitrosol on a hose end sprayer and just go over the whole thing with a liquid feed. But you do need to get in pretty quickly. This is a job for this weekend. Don't leave it. It's unbelievably difficult to not walk along a goat track that forms in your lawn, and particularly to get the family to cooperate. It's just so hard. If you have got that problem, something as simple as this, a couple of garden stakes and a little bit of garden tape or whatever, just to give someone the idea that they have to walk, not perhaps here, because the grass is wearing thin here, just keeping them off it a little bit, particularly through winter, will make an enormous difference. I know this doesn't look great, but it may just start them in a new habit of walking out there on where the lawn's a bit sort of tougher and stronger. Many people don't really have a lawn. They've got sort of grass with weeds. This is a typical example, I suppose, of what a lot of people suffer with. The little ferny plant come up here, that's bindii, and you really must get rid of that because you can't walk across your lawn with bare feet if you've got bindii. Normally it means the soil's compacted, and you should use one of those lawn aerators to core the whole lawn. But you should be spraying now. Spray nice and early for bindi. Don't wait until you've got the prickles in your feet. Spray now. I'm not into spraying that much, but if you've got a big problem with bindii, you probably need to. If winter grass offends you, and personally it doesn't offend me because I feed it to the birds and all the rest of it, I think it's fantastic. But if it does, now is also the time to spray for winter grass. Now this is what winter grass looks like. That's what you normally see. This time of the year you probably wouldn't be noticing it, but it would be either growing or just starting to grow. Treat it now and you should clear up the problem, because remember, if you do get rid of your bindii and other weeds, there is a chance for new weeds to come up. So make sure if you treat them, either sow some seed or get your general grass growing really well. If you're worried about little piles of dirt like that on your lawn at the moment, that's caused by earthworms, and what they're doing is aerating your lawn for you and making the soil better. So even if it's a bit irritating to have piles of soil around the garden at the moment, around the lawn, that's not a problem. Learn to live with it. It's great. This is a warm climate grass. This is buffalo. And what I've said so far makes a lot of sense for that. But it's even more important if you live in the cooler zones. Like, for instance, if you're in Melbourne, you have grasses like fescues and ryegrasses. Now this is the time of the year to be sowing seeds for them and putting in all your lawns, because your best growth is sort of that late summer, autumn sort of period. So now's the time in the cooler zones to be putting in your lawns, putting in your seeds and all the rest of it, not spring. But all of them need this care now. It's really critical. I suppose some of you would be saying, look, it looks like a lot of work and I really don't know much about fixing the lawn up. Well, there are professionals that can help you. Obviously, Greg, there are companies, lawn care companies right around Australia that can come in and fix up your lawn.
There is, Don, and they basically do everything you need as far as fertilization, weed and pest control, up to renovation, and even looking after the lawn fully for you.
So if I've got a bit of a disaster and I don't know what I'm doing, roughly what's it going to cost?
For fertilization and weed control, things like you've talked about today, probably between $75 and $100 would get you a full service, everything taken care of in one easy hit.
That's money well spent. And I suppose we should remember that there's always a chance when people are using chemicals on the lawn that they could either damage themselves or plants nearby or whatever. A professional's going to do a better job.
That's right, and also you normally can't buy the quantity of material you need to get it done.
Well, there you are. We've given you the good oil on fixing up yourself. If that's too difficult, there are companies like Emerald Lawn Care right around Australia. You can get them in, and now is the time to do it. It mightn't seem like it. Autumn is the time to really put in the effort on the lawn. Get it right now, and it carries right through the year.